and we're going to get to real live chess positions for me to show you stuff that happen in games. And you're going to see Blunderificus rear its ugly head. And we're going to start with position number 1. Here we go. Here we go. It is White's turn to move. And we're going to start off with it being White's turn to move. Okay? We already got our rook on b1, so White, you know White must be winning. Okay, I'm being facetious, of course. But White played a very, very nice move in this position. That doesn't qualify as Blunderificus, actually qualifies as, oh, nice move, nice move. Who sees the move? We're just going to give you a chance to pick it up right now and find this move right here, right now. It is White to move and play what's a pretty nice move. Pretty nice looking chess move. All right, a lot of knight d5s being dropped on the board. Knight d5s, everybody's just throwing it out. 5 of you in a row, or 4 of you in a row suggested knight d5. Knight d5 is not the move. Knight d5 is simply not the move in this position. If you play knight to d5, looks good. We're hitting the queen, and we're threatening knight c7. We're feeling good in the hood. The problem with this move, folks, is you got to look at both things. The queen's under attack, and c7's under attack. We've got to move our queen, and we want to guard c7. Then you would very quickly realize that Black can play the move queen to c5 and deal with both threats. That's why knight to b5, knight to d5 is not the move. The move, in fact, is the other move suggested, knight to b5. Now you're doing the same threat to hit c7, and hitting the queen, but you're stopping the queen from coming over. So knight to b5 is the best move in this position. Now the game is far from over. Far from over. Why? Because if you count the pawns, White has 6 pawns, Black has 7. 6, 7, that's up a pawn if we do the count. Yeah, all right, it's a pawn up. All right, so that means if Black gives away the exchange, Black could be down an exchange and a pawn. But what if Black decides, let me grab some food. Let me take. Let me see what happens. Okay, this check is not very attractive, and but now they take the rook. You say, okay, before I do anything else, let me hit you with knight to c5. Nice little hit of the thing. And the counterplay is actually on in this position. And it is Black who is doing very well. All right, that's what we're talking about. Black's doing well. Well, it turns out White doesn't have to give Black or do Black any favors. White could say, okay, I get you. You want to play this move. Well, let me hit your queen first. Let me hit the queen. The point now being the queen's under attack. You want to disrupt this queen's motion in this position. Still, Black can fight. Black can maybe even, Black's already got a pawn. Black can even take some food as Black's going to take a knight on the next move. So, of course, White should give away this and takes. And it's definitely, again, White for choice. But look at this move. Knight to c5, hitting the pawn, and tacticos are erupting. It's not going to be easy, but Black is fighting back. Black decided to play a different move here, seeing all these complications. Black decided to play fancy chess. You ready for the fancy move? Black said, I'm going to take on b5 and sack the queen. Right out the gate, sack a queen. Like, wait a minute. So you're down, you're up a pawn, then you give away your queen. Well, of course, White is like, munch. Thank you very much. A lunch, give me that. And now Black unveiled the idea. Black did not play, takes back on a5. Black played that move we've noticed have been threatened before. Knight to c5. And now it's getting interesting. Getting to be an interesting position. We say interesting. White's winning, though. White's definitely winning. So what do I do? Queen to d4. And now Black played the move bishop to f6. Now, what is a Blunderificus move right now? What is a bad move that I can't call it a good bad move. We're going to see some good bad moves on this stream. That's what I'm going to enjoy. We're going to look for some good bad moves, all right? Some spectacular blunders, all right? But what is a spectacular bad move right now? Okay, you guys are getting the hang of it. Queen D3, Tremaine, is not. It's not a spectacular. That's not a good bad move. That's just terrible. That's what you call a terrible bad move. That's like, what? That's just a blunder. All right. This kind of move, you play a move like you go, Queen E5. Seriously, that's not a move. That's nobody's playing those moves unless it's a mouse slip. Okay, that's not. These moves don't get Queen take. That doesn't count as a. That just no. That's not creative enough, folks. We need to be creative. All right, not a straight Botez gambit. We don't want to do that. We need to be creative. The move you play like, wait a minute, this is okay. So what is it? A bunch of you spotted it. It's the move Queen takes D6. I got me a pawn. What's the problem? Took it. It's a strong move. If you now take my bishop with your rook, I'm taking here. No problem. I'm going to hit you. What else could you do? Take with the pawn. I'm taking your knight. All right. Queen G1. Let's just go back. Queen G1 is not bad enough. It's okay. It's not the greatest of moves, but your intended check doesn't quite work because bishop F3 and white still didn't. That was somewhat creative, a good try, but that wasn't quite it either. No, the move Queen D6 looks strong. It looks like a good move. Good bad, with the point being knight takes, and now white was like, yeah, and what? I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm hitting your bishop. It's on like popcorn. I'm doing good in the hood. No problem. Okay? You can just imagine white was confident here, chilling like a villain. This is going to be good. This is going to be great. This is going to be no problem. And what happened? What happened next? Well, let's flip the board so we can get a nice look at what happened next. The next move was nasty. Not a fork. Not a fork, y'all. Not a fork. We went over this on the last stream. Not knight G3, looking like a monster delish fork. No. Not at all. Not knight D2. No. Remember, your bishop's hanging, so you can't just play any kind of move. It's not knight to G3, even though that's a double check. That's not enough. That's not enough. That is not what white overlooked. White overlooked something even nastier with absolute immediacy. And I see a couple of people are spotting it right now. Absolutely spotting it. Not knight to C5. Bishop F3 will happen, so be careful. Not knight to G5 also would allow bishop to F3. The correct move here, for those of you who saw the last stream, you should know this one, is knight to F2. Double check. Now, the knight is not forking anybody. You're like, wait, why are you wasting your chance? You could have had a fork somewhere. All right, why not fork the guy somehow? Well, because this is just the suffocation mate. Thank you very much, mate, for pointing out the suffocation mate from the last stream. That is Matutsky, and that was game. That is a blunder for a blunder for a blunder. All right, this is how white and killed himself on the spot when he's like, ouch, oops, sorry, you mated yourself in the position. This is what we're talking about. Good, bad moves. Are you following me now? Good, bad moves. They look good, but they stink. Not they just stink. That's not the way to think about it. It's they look good. That move, Queen D6. What you know what? I'm not even worried about what you're gonna do because I'm hitting your bishop. There's a double check. Oh, that's nothing. There's a check. Oops. Whoops. Whoops. That's called mate. Mate on a stick. And that's game. That's game. Another one bites the dust. By the way, there was another tactical opportunity here that would have been dazzling. Let's say the mate didn't exist for some reason, rhyme or whatever. Let's say there was a rook on B3, for example. Let's say this piece was here, guarding the rank. Well, actually, even in that position, black would have a sweet tactic. Just imagine the rook's on B3, folks. I'm not going to change the position. I just want you to imagine the rook was on B3. Then black could play this double check, because there's no more mate now in h3 because the rook is here. Black would have been able to play this double check, and after the king moves, black could drop this check on the board. All right? Nasty, because now you're hitting the queen, takes, and now, whoop, forky worky, we got him again. Got him again. So there were even different ways to show how terrible this move was. The queen b6 complex. Blunderifica sighting, y'all. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Oh boy. Some of you are going to be mad at me for this next one. I hate to do it, but whoop, there it is. There it is. Whoop, there it is. It's on the board. All right. In this position right here, we have a fascinating position. Why is it so fascinating? Thank you, Ice Brand. Why is this a fascinating position? Well, it's not often you see one knight posted up deep in the heart of the position, and the other side has a knight also posted deep in the heart of the position, both protected and arguing like, who is the man? Who the man? Who, big dog right here? Which one is the key one? All right, well, both of them are just chilling. Ain't nothing really special because they have no support. This knight's by itself, good piece. This knight does keep a little limitation on this king, but this knight has its own value as well. So it's just a position. So now I'm going to ask you again. It's white to move. What's a good bad move in this position? What's a good bad move? It hasn't risen to a spectacular bad move yet. We're still talking about good bad moves. What's a good bad move in this position? Put on your hat and think about it. You're going to need tactics. Now you said rook b1. There are two rooks that can go to b1. So which one is a good bad move? All right, you have two of them, so you're going to say one. Which one would be a good bad move? Meaning it's bad, it looks good, but it's really bad. All right, that's what we're talking about. It looks good, but it's really bad. So you got to be alert to these kind of moves because you might be playing them. Okay, so a lot of people f5, a passive move. No, we want a real move. We're talking about the moves of the losing variety. The move white's about to make is going to lose. So which one is it? And indeed, all right, we've got points being made. And here we go. Why is it that bad? I'm blind. We all see bad moves. All right, the good bad move, if you're ready for it. Good bad is this move. It's a spectacularly bad move. I mean, it's just so really, really bad. It's like, well, it's not spectacularly bad. No, it's right. The level is rising. The level of badness is rising. This move, you might say, that's not that bad. What's bad about that? The correct one, by the way, or a better move, I'll call it, was this one. That was a better move. Very different from the move that was played. All right? This move, however, was played in the game. Looks good in the hood, no problem. I'm taking over the B file. I'm going to put another rook on this line, and I'm going to get the action going. That's what white thought. Until black played the next move, folks, and let white know what he was smoking. All right? White was definitely having some wheat cake in this position because black, let me turn the board around. Now, what is actually a good move to refute this move? And some people have spotted it indeed. The right move here, black woke white up, was boom! Give me that rook. Like, what? Who? Where? Why? How? Yeah, you're in pain now. You just drop the rook. You just drop the rook in this position, or at least a critical piece in this situation. And now you're in deep, dark trouble. Now, why do we say that? Because rook takes now allows rook takes rook with a Matutsky threat on h1. And unfortunately, you were so fabulous, you didn't realize that bishop takes b1 runs into knight f1. Whoop, whoop. Too bad. Too bad. You should never have moved your rook away to unguard the f1 square. So we should point out, by the way, this move actually is actually that bad. Because you might say, well, Maurice, you know, we don't have to take this piece, right? I mean, it is a mate threat. What if we just play bishop back and stop the mate? Still wrong. Not going to work. There's nothing to do in this position. You're going to die. You can give away your queen. Yeah, okay, whatever. We're up a whole rook. We're going to eat your lunch. Okay? So, the other question, somebody said, why not take the queen with the bishop? Well, when you take the queen with the bishop, you block the whole rank. Boom! In your face. Give me that. Give me that. Johnny ball game. You're down a rook. And you're going to get served. Rook EB1. A good bad move. So that we can have a good time seeing moves like that. You know why we like these moves? It's good because we get to have a good time. All right? It's a good bad move because the fans get to have a good time. Of course, this rook would have been better because now the sack doesn't work because of bishop takes and f1 is just covered. Sorry, it's not going to work. All right? So this position would continue if you had used the other rook to b1. Okay? So that is it. Bishop to d3 is going to get taken, so that's not going to be useful at all. But this is a good, what we call a good bad move. All right, we're going to go up to the next level now. This is next gen. Next level stuff to this position. All right, all right. I like this one. In this game, black played check. I'm going to flip the board so you can be alert to these possibilities. It is black checking white, and white played king to g1. I'm giving you two questions right now. Two questions. This is a two-part question. Are you ready? A two-part question. Question number one, what good bad move did black play? What spectacularly bad move did black play? Thank you, Jack of Trades. What spectacular bad move did black play right now to make us be like, ooh, sweet, okay? And the additional question is, what actual good move should black have played? We're getting deep now. We're taking it up a level. What spectacular bad move did black play, and what move should black have played? All right. Now people are pointing out the move knight takes f5. That's not a spectacular bad. That's not even close to a good bad move, y'all. Y'all got to get your bad moves right. Okay. You got to increase your ability to find bad moves. Okay. I know it sounds weird, but at any rate, you've got to find your ability. You got to refine your sense of what a good bad move looks like. This is not a good bad move. This is just horrible. Like, ew. Queen of 8 mate. Like, ew. Disgusting. That's just terrible. No, we need a bad move that's like, ooh, you know, that looked like he's going to win the game with that move, and then finds out, sorry, blunder orificus sighting, okay? So what's a good bad move right now? What's a good, in the hood, bad move right now? Yes, indeed, some of you have spotted it. The spectacular bad move was a move that looks crushing. He played queen takes b2. Woo, woo, woo. Queen b2. Your man's like, oh, this is over. This is done. I got mate threat here. I got a mate threat on f2. Two squares are just delish. This is indefensible. My knight's going to chill. This just looks like it's over. It's done. This is winning. Queen takes b2 is just mate for black. First knight, it's not just mate for black. You would have fallen for it too. If you think queen b2 is made for black, you're right. Queen b2, black will get mated all right. That's what's going to happen, because that's what happened in the game. Queen takes b2 happened, and white said, thank my lucky stars, dude. Check, check. Knight to g8. Somebody, call my friends over. Boom! Queen takes G8 check. Black was probably like, what happened? I was winning. I was winning. What happened? Boom! It's over. It's done, son. Whoop, whoop. I mean, Queen takes B2 looks so good. I mean, just looks so good. Like, gotcha. Got it. I'm dominating. Wonk, wonk. Knock, knock. Oh, it's the postman. We come to deliver the junk mail. Your move is the junk. Here it is. You're done. All right. Back rank mate. Nasty. Oh, you know this hurt. You know when this happened in the real game, that hurt. Okay, that hurt big time for him to be up. You're up a knight and you're about to mate the king. That really, but just you just when you see stuff like that, you're like, oh, that's just terrible. That's terrible, terrible. Now, let's get back to business. Yes, Queen B8 does work too. Indeed, beat by ace. Now, let's get back to the real deal. Okay, what up, Chipotle Sensei? What was the move Black should have played, which would have actually been a spectacularly good move? A good move. Black has a spectacularly good move in this position. But this move is deep. It's so good. It's actually so good what Black should have done. That just shows you how chess is just so difficult. Now, I see a few of you have spotted a possible move. And remember, the rook is hanging. That's why when Black took, Black was guarding the rook. So you don't have time to just like not worry about your rook hanging, okay? Your rook is hanging. That's why Queen takes looks so good. You defend the rook and you threaten mate. Too bad you got mated yourself. But what should Black actually have done here? All right, art of defense now comes into the game. Now, I see a suggestion. See a few suggestions. Well, H6 we know is, your rook's hanging, so be careful, all right? Also, your knight's hanging, so be careful about that. Bad things could happen. What should Black do? Queen D5 or Queen C6 is not it, folks, because you're going to have a trade, whatever square you go on, and your rook is hanging. Now, the move Rook H1 being analyzed, I'm liking the analysis of Rook to H1. That's a sneaky, deaky kind of move. Rook H1. It's perpetual. That doesn't make it spectacularly good. That the perpet, nobody wants those stinky perpet. No perpet. King takes, now check. Now, in this position, you have no choice. You have to go up to H2. And now it is once again Black's turn to move. So Black plays Queen F2 check. King up is best, because if you play king back to H1, then whoop, when you move, give us this. And when you think you got mate, sorry, your rook's gone. There's no sacrifices. All right? So in this position, after this check by Black just played check, White could move up the board and now takes with check, but now White has rook to G4, blocking and saving the rook. But Black can now play H5, and we have a game. Queen takes on E7, takes on this square, and now clearly Black is up a pawn and doing well. Black's doing well. Black should be able to win this game, but not guaranteed. You know about queen and pawn endings, just about anything could happen. Anything. All right. That's not bad, folks. The people who found Rook H1 and saw this analysis, it's not bad. But let me tell you, there was even better. The best move in this position, not easy. Not easy at all. Personally, I probably would have played Rook H1 myself in a real game. The move with the most cold-bloodedness you could possibly have is to actually say, forget about everything else. I'm taking on B2. Like, what? Like, I'm just taking. I don't believe your threats. I got everything covered. Covered. Now, that's a seriously hardcore move to play in a game. And yes, Nicholas, you did find it. Ignore the main threats. You want to win the game. This is the best way to try to win the game. What a move. Because now check, knight blocks. This no longer works. Ooh, double blunder, double question mark blunder. Because whoop, whoop, thank you very much for your rook. So that means white's actually not threatening mate anymore. Rook takes on b2, key move. By the way, black has threats. Black's first threat is rook down and queen b2 check. And the attack is on. Black is going to hunt that king down. However, you might argue, well, what if we play queen takes? The idea is you're going to block on this square if any checks happen. You're going to be able to potentially move. And then if you play this check, then you want to play this move and say, I got a mate. I slowed you down. Well, actually, black could repeat by playing rook to b2 again if you did this in this position. This is still on. But the key move for black here, this is a hard move to find, folks. Actually, it's not that hard to find. You've seen it before. The key move is to play h5. That is the key move. Now, that is like, what? What? h5? What is that? Well, what that does is it gives you a running room. And let me give you a general principle. In queen and rook endings, major piece endings, the most critical factor is king safety. By far. Pass pawns, whatever. King safety. Who has the more exposed king? h5 says I got g4 covered, and the white king is the one in trouble. All right? Remember that. If it's queen and two rooks or queen and rook, whichever the combination, first thing you glance at is king safety, and you would tend to walk into those types of endgames or these kind of positions. As you look at this, you say, I can go for this. All right, I can go for this by releasing the action on the back rank. The move queen b6 looks sensible, but after rook to d4, you're still in the same boat. You're still in the same boat because this is not going to get it done. A check and excuse me, not this move. Smart. This move. And if you continue with checks, this queen blocks. There's a mate threat on the board. This is an ending too. You might still be forced to play the move h5 in the end. Okay? But h5 is the key move here. Deep. To find that, you got to be deep. In this position, to play rook b2, folks. Rook b2 and h5, that's deep. But thankfully, black didn't do it. Black played queen takes and gave us the chance to watch the knockout. Bing, bing, bing. So that is that. We've seen a spectacular mistake in this position. Queen takes b2, costing black the game. Now, this next one is short and sweet. Short and sweet. Check this out. In this position, it's black to move. I'm going to flip the board. And black played queen e5 check. And white played king to f1. And it is black's turn to move. Black's turn to move. What is the most spectacular move black can play? If you said to black, ooh, you can lose in the most spectacular fashion, what is that move right now? Who can come up with it? How can black play a move that loses? It's a logical move, but it loses in spectacular fashion. That's what I'm asking you right now. This is the Blunderificus stream. Black played a move that seems totally logical, but in fact, it loses in spectacular style. All right? That is the question. And boy, you guys are on it quick. You guys are on it like white on rice. Indeed, the move black did play in the game was knight to f4. A very logical move. After all, your knight is under attack. All right? You don't want to wreck your pawn structure, although I don't know why not, because look at that open file to the king. But you're like, the knight's under attack. I don't want to leave it here. Of course, queen takes pawn is playable, but maybe they might still take and mess up my structure. Like a queen takes pawn looks reasonable, but you know, it might so happen that there's a takes, and maybe I might have to worry about something like takes. forking my pieces, maybe, even though queen f5 does save because it's protecting and it's hitting. You know, black is fine, but black didn't want to do that. Black played knight to f4, and woke up, smell the coffee. Smell the coffee. As a matter of fact, good point. Good point. Somebody pointed out queen takes. It is potentially possible to play the move knight takes in this position, but still pawn takes. The file, again, opens up. Note that black is up material. Okay? Black is up material. So all black has to do is just save the game, and this will be fine. So nothing's going to happen bad here. No, black decided, white's a potzer. Let me play knight to f4. And white, who's like, I might be a potzer, and oh yeah, you might have been up a piece, but excuse me, boom! Whoops! Whoops! Hello. Welcome to the party. You're now dinner. We're barbecuing you for dinner. Okay? Shit. And there is the spectacular response. Knocking out black immediately. That's nasty. That's just nasty, okay? Queen h7 check. The last hope. And then bing, 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 bing. Matutski on the board. You're done. That's game. Chess is rough. I mean, it didn't even, you talk about PogChamps. You can see the move knight f4 being played. That doesn't look that bad. I mean, not that bad, right? I mean, just play the move. We're chilling and, move your bishop, and I'm good. Even if let's say you move your bishop back, as long as I don't fall for mate, I can play a move like g6 maybe, and I'm good to go. Thank you, the game head. For 4 months as well. Much appreciated. You're like, yeah, I'm good. No problem. Can you imagine the feeling that black had when that landed on the board? Let's just say, let's just have a moment of silence, please, for the black pieces. A moment of silence.